All right, and we're back. This is episode 163 of the Taproom Podcast, and I'm your host, Mike. Oh man, we're back. And got back from Texas a couple days ago. That was so much fun. I got to record with Will Perry from False Idol last Sunday, and it was such a blast. I had a couple of their West Coast. I tried one of their stouts. I had their Banquet Boy, which is their play on Kerr's original, the Banquet beer. Man, and it was so good, and it was just a blast. I mean, I couldn't have asked for anything more out of that recording, out of that trip. It was great. But this week's episode is with my boy, Chris Leguizamon, also known as, goes on Instagram as Chris.thebeereducator. And it was, I mean, we would periodically talk on Instagram and stuff like that. Like, say, hey man, how are you? How are things? But hadn't had like a full on conversation in a while. So it was really cool to be able to talk to him, again and see how he was doing and, just catching up. And it's funny. I think we mentioned towards the end of the episode, it's like, man, we haven't talked in like I said, had a long conversation, like 3 years, but it was like no time had passed. We were able to just pick it up, chop it up, and just have a great time. And if you haven't listened to that old episode, I want to say it was like episode 8 or 9, I think, going all the way back. But if you go back and listen to it, Chris was obviously great. I was so green and just so starting out or getting used to, doing this whole thing. But yeah, go back and check it out if you haven't listened to it. It was a fun time with Chris. Like I said, I was still learning about craft beer and stuff like that, but it was a blast. We talked about so much on this episode. We bounced around to so many different things, but it was so great. And it just went it just flowed. And that's those are the kind of episodes that I strive towards every week. I want it to just be fluid and not feel like an interview, just a couple bros just hanging out, having a drink, or having a beer and talking. And even though we didn't have a beer on this one, we recorded this on a Friday morning, but it was just like I said, it was just so much fun. And I'm not going to give away too much, but we talked about what judging is a Great American Beer Fest and stuff like that. And he's going to be judging soon at another major competition, which you probably already know, but I don't want to give too much away. But just talking about building trust, with your community. And I wanted to highlight that. I mean, and that's what we talk about that a lot. And it is so important, just educating your beer tenders and educating the people within the industry, because if they can go ahead and, help guide someone along the way to, to the different beers and stuff like that, they will remember that. So yeah, it was, like I said, it was a blast. Let's see. Again, I had a great time with Will over at False Idol, had some great barbecue. I went to Lockhart Smokehouse in Plano, Texas. And man, I had their brisket burn ends. I had their jalapeno cheddar sausage, which was great. I love some meat. And then I also got some mac and cheese. And then I got, what else I got their spare ribs. Holy cannolis, Batman. They were delicious. It was, oh yeah, just thinking about it's getting me going. And I got my uncle this shirt. On the front, it says Lockhart Smokehouse. It has their logo. And on the back, it says, I love big racks. So I was had to throw that in there. Oh, man. But yeah, it was a blast. I had so much fun. I will be back in Texas starting next Sunday. I will be back out there for another week. And I was already talking to my buddy, Andrew Crow, down at Howling Rabbit. So I think we're going to do something again because it's been over a year. So got to get back out there and check it out, see how everything's been going. That would have been their 8th or 9th anniversary. I want to say. I'm trying to remember. I haven't gone back and listened to the episode in a long time. So, but yeah, great time. Hockey's in full swing. I think there's 13 games left in the season or 14 games left in the season. So we're ramping up for playoffs. The Dodgers are right around the corner, literally a few days. And I am going to be doing a sale on opening day. You can go to my link in my bio for the website for t-shirts. We've been selling a little bit more lately. But remember, the website is super simple. It's just taproompodcast.dashery taproom.com. The Dashery is DAS, as in Sam, HERY.com. So it's taproompodcast.dashery.com. I do have some new ones on there. And my brother Jake is actually working on a logo for me. So might have some other new shirts coming out to just kind of keep things rolling. And then maybe even a new logo for the pod. I don't know. I do love this one, but I could always switch it back if I change my mind later. All right, what else we got? Going to level up today. Gonna have going to the golf simulation. He's got some new beers on tap. Everybody else, because they have if you ever wanted to be a part of a keg kickers, group, why haven't you gone to level up yet? Because he's got the keg kickers. You get a shirt if you kick the keg, but you got to be it has to be after so many pints. So you have to be, you gotta lean into it, dude. You gotta level up, as they say, and then be able to join that, and it's pretty fun, and it's like everybody's chasing kegs over there. So if you ever get a chance, if you haven't been there, get the fuck over there. Get the fuck over there. Just kidding. But yeah, all right. I think we're good. Next week, recording there. I'm actually recording, almost forgot, recording a Brewers Roundtable with Luis, obviously from Level Up, Raul from Solario, and Leo from Steady, and also Kitchen Sink. So we're going to be recording a roundtable with also talking about the beers that they submitted to the the California Craft Brewers Cup. So excited to do that. That'll be fun. Haven't done a roundtable in a while. So that should be a blast. And especially with three great guys like them, it's going to be a great time. All right. Well, I think that is all I got. I hope you guys enjoy the episode. Hope you enjoy the episode with Chris. Don't forget to go follow, Chris. Again, it's chris.thebeereducator on Instagram. He's done so much for the industry, and he's so great at what he does. So get over there, give him a follow, listen to the episode, go back and listen to the old one, because he was still at Pure Project back then. We even talk about that a little bit. Now he's in North Carolina. So, all right. And if you've ever thought about starting your own podcast and you're looking and you feel like it's so daunting, oh, can I actually do this? Like, will anyone care? Will anyone listen? I thought the same thing. I really did. Going all the way back to, 3 years ago. I thought, it was like, why am I even doing this? Nobody else wants to do the show anymore. Why am I going to keep it going? But then I realized I loved it. And then I was like, crap, well, how am I going to get this stuff on there? Like, how am I going to distribute? How am I going to get all this stuff figured out? Because I never did any of that before. But Podbean made it super easy. Like, all you really do is you can set up your plan. You can go ahead and upload your file, and it goes directly to all the different things. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, Prime, all of that stuff. And not only do they make that part easy, they also make being able to just look at statistics easy. Just, looking at the analytics, and like they give you, they show you these videos and stuff like that. They have all these different links you can click on, or all these different learning opportunities on how to grow your audience. And plus, even now, I'm looking at where I'm getting downloaded the most outside of the United States. It's currently at Singapore, Canada, Germany, France, Latvia, Spain, the UK, all that sort of stuff. So it's really cool being able to have access and see all that information. So, and if you wanted to, as a plus, you'd be able to get 1 month free by using my link. It's podbean.com/taproompod. Again, that's podbean.com/taproompod. You can check that out. You can support the show at the same time. And honestly, just sometimes I know it's scary. I know it can be daunting. But if you really want something, if you really want to do something you love, and then you feel like this could be something, give it a shot. All right, I'm going to shut up now. I hope you guys enjoy the episode with Chris, and stay tuned for the outro. Cheers. All right, guys, we're back in the tap room, and I have a very special returning guest on the show today. I have Chris Leguizamon. How's it going, brother?
What's up, Mike? Nice seeing you.
Good to see you, too. Also, is it Chris.thebeereducator on Instagram?
Yes, it is.
There we go.
It's been since 2020. Pretty crazy.
There it is. Bro, time flies, brother.
It's telling me.
It's been almost 3 years since you've been on the show. And so I know so much has happened in your life and stuff like that. And so it's been a couple of years. Tell me, man, what's life been like for you since you left Pure?
Absolutely, yeah. I had the honor of being at Pure Project for 6 years. Developed, got the keys to the car, drove that thing. It was my biggest expression of who I was and how I wanted to lead in a craft beer brewery. And then, I moved to North Carolina There's this really great fast food restaurant. It's called Cookout, and I'm a huge
Okay.
advocate. Chris Dot the beer educator, but there's Chris Dot the Cookout expert, and I have 2 million
Okay.
followers on Instagram. So
Shit.
nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Everyone always asks me, they're like, "Yo, why'd you move from San Diego to Charlotte?" I was like, "Yo, Cookout," but it's this like greasy burger. It's like $3.
Yeah.
So in 2025, January 2025, the wife and I moved with our dads, drove across the country to Charlotte, North Carolina. Been with 2 different breweries here, did sales, and now this week, while I'm a little tired, I was a tasting room manager for artisanal beverage. It's Artisanal Beverage Ventures, which is Victory Brewing, Southern Tier, 6 Point Brewery, and Bold Rock Cider.
Wow, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, so we're back in it. Still in the beer game for sure.
Damn right. And then yeah, you totally still got me on the Cookout thing. I was like, holy shit. And I was like, dude, because I know I've heard of Cookout. I've never been though.
Yo, you know Cookout, dog?
Yeah. I've seen it on my sister lived in Fayetteville. Well, they call it like Vietnam, I think now, but it used to be
Yeah, that's where
Fayetteville.
Jay Cole's from.
Oh, is it? Okay. I didn't know that.
Jay Cole's from
Yeah.
Fayetteville.
Yeah, so we went there one time and it was good. Like I remember eating like I think I had like a chili cheeseburger or something like that from there. It was bomb.
You could get like hush puppies, burger, and I think like chicken strips for like $6. It's you get there's like 40
Yeah.
different milkshakes, and like everyone's loyal to their own flavors. But Cookout, go! It's open till like 3 in the morning.
Okay. I love it.
It's
Yeah,
it's
you totally
it's
got
our
me.
version of like the like a taco spot like in San Diego or in LA. You're like, yo, I got this taco food truck. Like they're bomb. Cookout is what we got.
Love that. It's been forever, but next time I'm out there for sure, I'll have to go to Cookout.
I'll take you there.
Sounds
Straight from
good,
the
dude.
airport. Yo, we're gonna go get the greasiest like burger ever.
There we go. Greasy burgers and some cold beer. So I'm down.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
I'm down. So I mean, obviously you've been in beer education for such a long time. Like, how's it continued to help you grow? Like, or you grow and then also beer education grow throughout the industry?
Absolutely. I think it's been a learning curve. So in San Diego, in Southern California, you have passionate, very intellectual beer consumers,
Mm-hmm.
like you come in and it wouldn't be so there's a big homebrew community, there's an enthusiast community, people know what they're buying. Price
Yeah,
points are higher. I mean, if you're investing $20 into a 4-pack, hopefully you know like what you're buying, right? So
exactly.
Southern California, they know what they're buying. You move across the country, North Carolina is made out of mostly transplants. There's a lot of homegrown
Mm-hmm.
folks here, mostly transplants, and they're just trying to find out what beer's local. So
Mm-hmm.
you don't have yet a very knowledgeable consumer. So the need for the staff to be as knowledgeable isn't there, if
Yeah,
that makes sense. Like
yeah, that
in
makes
Southern
sense.
California, you're matching. Here, you're like, oh, it's good or it's
Mm-hmm.
bitter or
Yeah.
or it's local. And I think there's a more of a runway over here. I hope to make a bigger impact. But yeah, it's been a really cool journey. In Pure Project, I was talking to consumers. Sometimes we would get like the buyers of sports arenas coming in and we'll do a tasting.
Mm-hmm.
But here, I was working in sales for a year, and talking to a beer buyer is totally different than talking to a consumer. So,
I
like,
bet.
I had to adjust the way I talked, who I talked to, in what state I was talking to. And it's been a unique journey of like everyone's like knowledge about beer or just beverages in general that you just kind of have to adjust and then slowly elevate, which has been pretty fun.
I bet, dude. I mean, and we were talking a little off air, like how, sometimes, like, I mean, just how important it is, because if you can guide someone to the right beer, especially a consumer, you'll build that trust, and then they'll keep coming back and they'll keep coming back.
So the trust is the most important piece. If someone walks into a tap room, I don't know how beer bars do it when they're rotating so many other people's beers, but
Oh,
when you
yeah.
walk into, I can't imagine. Honestly, it's
Yeah.
like, yo, we just brought in like the veil or like this or that. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yo, how do you keep up knowing who you're serving? But that's a different discussion. But let's say you're coming into a tap room, you ultimately want to feel like that person behind that bar is an expert. They are an expert on the entire experience. If you don't
Mhm.
feel like they're an expert, then you're just at like a Chuck E. Cheese that has beer, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, just something like that, just something to keep in mind. Like people want to get that experience from an expert that represents the entire company.
Oh, for sure, man. So you've been over in North Carolina for over a year now. I mean, I was
Yeah.
curious, what are some of your favorite like local breweries, or like even have you noticed any trends out there, like in like, or what's consumed more? I feel like.
That's a good question. So, North Carolina, like I said, a lot of transplants,
Yeah,
still growing and evolving. From someone who came into sales for the first time, which was the hardest transition I've ever done.
I can.
Dog.
Yeah.
When you go from like, this is like a 10 second segment, but like when you go from people coming into the door, coming into the tap room, hey,
Hmm.
welcome in. Let me know if you have any questions. These are the beers that we have. We have to goes over there. When you're transitioning from that type of hospitality to then cold walking into like a grocery store, like, oh, hey, is the beer buyer around? Oh, they're here. Awesome. Cool. Let me wait in line. Oh, hey, by the way, my name's Chris.
Yeah.
Trying to shake hands and trying to like warm them up that way. It was a total different transition. And people don't text you back or email you back, and that's fine. But
Yeah.
so North Carolina's made it's a growing city. It's a growing state, I should say. So folks from like the Northeast, Chicago, Ohio, Maine, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, like they're coming down. Some people call it like the halfway point between here from Chicago and Florida. So
Okay.
they end up in North Carolina. The most important, I'm gonna say that important, most dominant beer is called Maine Lunch.
Okay.
It's a really good brewery up in Maine. They're 1% for the planet, just like Pure Project. That beer taps, you're kicking that keg that day.
Oh shit.
And I was like, Maine? They're like, oh, yeah. And I got Maine Peeper and I got Maine. They have a stout and the sell
Wow.
uniquely. So that's Maine. Uniquely, other half has an important footprint here in North Carolina. So casually at the grocery store, here are five other half beers.
Okay.
The Veil, the Veil's here. Also, your favorite chain restaurant, they have Trillium on draft.
Wow.
And you're like, "Oh, so like what's North Carolina beer?" And it's kind of difficult. On the western side, you have the big dogs, which is New Belgium and Sierra Nevada. And then just leading the charge, like instant sellout. Yep,
Okay.
I'm buying that. Is Burial. They're out of Asheville.
Mm,
They're an incredible company. They've created an incredible space here in North Carolina. They're doing collabs with like Fight-ins. They're doing collabs with Other Half, with some really incredible names, both big and within North Carolina. And they're creating the beer scene that we love and enjoy and gravitate towards, that artistic, these are the face of the company sitting together talking. And so they're doing some incredible stuff. Fontaflora, which I worked for last year, they're using all North Carolina ingredients, the
I
fruits
love
that
that.
are in season, North Carolina grains, well water as well. And yeah, like we're starting to grow. They went through the hazy IPA phase very hard. Juicy J from Legion was an important
Hmm.
year. And now they're kind of going a little West Coast. Uniquely, not to now, I've analyzed the market so hard.
Hmm.
Uniquely, Budweiser, Bud Light, Coors Light, Miller High Life, Miller Light, like they're not dominant. It's not
That's
like
good.
it in a unique way. Like, like
Yeah.
there's no obsession over the big brands. There's also no obsession over any brand except for
Okay.
like Burial and Fontaflora. So it's just like for me, it's like, yo, the table's still set. You can still grab what you want, like you could
Hmm.
create what you want in this state. And yeah, I hope to create a lasting impact with like education behind the beer. So people are like, whoa, this is different than other breweries here in North Carolina. Let's support them.
Yeah, it's almost when they do that double take on the beer, they're like, wait a minute. Like, what is that? Like, I've never had something like that before.
Absolutely. And when you like set it up properly and you're like,
Hmm.
whoa, this is different. Yeah, totally. The way we thought about making this beer, we try to accomplish this. And they're like, oh, okay, I see that.
Yeah.
Smoothie beers are kind of big right now, ish.
Are they? Oh, okay. Yeah, you're seeing them. Well, I was actually at Pure a couple of weeks ago for my birthday, and we went down there and they had a smoothie. I'm not a smoothie guy, but my brother and not my brother, my cousin got one, and she
Hmm.
was like, she like loved it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't remember what it was though but it was from Pure.
It's probably some organic fruit that you're just like, yo, this is
Yeah,
delicious.
yeah.
They're so good. How you enjoy your time in the Balboa Park location?
Oh yeah, dude, it's always a good time. Now we hit like 5 breweries, so we went to Pure. We go to Bay City because the rooftop, and then
Beautiful spot.
oh yeah, and then where else? It was oh gosh, Virgin at the Arbor location, uh,
Hmm. Hmm.
North Park off of University, I think, and then what was the last? Oh, Society in Old Town.
Oh,
Those
hell
those
yeah.
breweries.
That one is kind of like a hidden gem. I actually
Mhm.
recommend my buddies. He was like, "Oh, Chris, like I want to do an event." I was like, "Society has like an extra room." My friend, she's a GM, Amber. She worked with me at Pure Project Balboa. But I was
Okay,
like, "Dude, that Society spot.
yeah.
You you could ride your bike. You could take the train down. There's
Mhm.
great food all around.
Dude,
Simple,
it's chill.
easy. It's awesome. It's awesome. I
Yeah,
love that spot
yeah. By the time we got to there, I might have had a few too many.
for
So
sure.
But, like, I recorded little snippets at each brewery, but you can
Mhm.
see, like, the evolution of me getting hammered as the episode goes on.
Is this
Yeah,
juice? Nah, it's
yeah,
smoothie. Ah,
yeah,
same thing.
whatever.
That's so funny.
Oh, man. I was curious too, because I mean, obviously, like, everybody kinda not everybody uses the same hops, but, I mean, I was curious, like,
Mhm.
if some of your favorite hops right now that, like, some of the floral notes you're getting and stuff like that out in North Carolina?
Yeah, uniquely, Citra is still the most produced hop right now in the
Mhm,
world, if not in the United States. So Citra is still a dominant piece. It's leaning a little bit more tropical nowadays. There is a couple of new hops that you should keep your eyes out. Dulcita.
mhm,
Dulcita was recently released. That's kind of in the same lineage as your Sabro or Talus, so that like pina colada type of dynamic. So
mhm,
a little bit more milder, a little bit more floral. It's a beautiful hop. I'm excited to see what Dulcita looks like this year.
mhm,
Just recently announced is Luna. Luna comes from
okay,
Australia. Australian hops haven't been powerhouses. The only one is Galaxy, and Galaxy has kind of gone through its ebbs and flows of
mhm,
everyone wants Galaxy. Galaxy hasn't been that great in recent years to now Galaxy is in every beer here in North Carolina. They still
wow,
lean very Galaxy forward.
okay.
Luna's coming out. So Luna, Dulcita are some of my two favorites that I'm kind of like eyeing to see. Lastly, it's a new wave hop coming from the United States. It's called Crush with a K. Uh,
Right.
HBC 586. They finally announced the name. I think it was like 2 years ago now. It was in as experimental for so long. I think it was like 10 years or so. And the reason they didn't give it its name initially was it has both male and female parts as a plant. So you ideally, when you're making hops or growing hops, you want the female plants to be here. You want the male plants all the way over there. And this one featured both parts. So you're like,
Wow,
oh, it might pollinate, it might have seeds, and it might have like the weirdest cones ever. But it never happened. So if you
dang.
ever look at Crush from an artistic point of view, they did this beautiful thing, beautiful like imagery of Crush. And there are the sun and the moon, which is the male and the female, to
Oh,
represent
man.
its duality.
Dude, that's cool. I
Nerd.
didn't know that. Super, super nerd.
Fucking nerd.
Yeah, if I called you a nerd, it'd be like coming from the guy that's nickname was John Michaels because it was his favorite wrestler, so no, I
Your
wouldn't be
favorite
able to call
wrestler
you
is Shawn Michaels? Isn't that the Temu version of Shawn Michaels?
exactly, yeah. 1,000% accurate. Um,
Dude, there were some
yeah,
iconic Shawn Michaels moments. That like just
yeah.
moments of like jumping off cages or off the
Mhm.
top rope.
Yeah, guy did it all. That's what I say he's my favorite of all time.
Easily.
Easily, yeah.
Easily. Easily.
Yeah, he's my GOAT. Dude, so World Beers Cup's coming up,
Yes.
so someone gets to be a judge.
Yes.
Tell me all about it.
It's crazy. I my favorite thing, if I could do anything in beer, it's judge beer. And I always advocate for other folks to just toss their hat in, get trained,
Of course.
because you're literally sitting at a table, you're talking to another beer enthusiast, beer professional, you're writing down your notes, you're smelling, all right, cool, let's talk about this beer. And you're finding that perfect, like, we're on the same page. Is it world class? Is it almost there? Is it just kind of halfway there? Or does this still need some work to fit within the parameters of the style? That's all I wanted to do. All I wanted to do was judge beer. And I went from homebrew to
Mm-hmm.
eventually the Great American Beer Festival. And after judging the Great American Beer Festival for 4 to 5 years, you then get that call up to the major leagues and you're like, hey,
There you go.
World Beer Cup's coming up. 200 judges from all around the world. 50% of them come from outside the country. We're offering you the opportunity to judge World Beer Cup. So it's exciting. It's crazy. Personally, that opportunity to judge beers with folks outside of the country that you've
Mm-hmm.
never met ever
Yeah.
is like, yo, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna talk about like German Pilsner or Dunkel or these styles that they were born and raised in is
Mm-hmm.
gonna be fun. While like if we want to talk about West Coast IPA, let's talk West Coast IPA for like my
Yeah.
experience. Hazy, I got you. What part of the region of the United States you want to talk about hazy and how it's
Mm-hmm.
approached? So it's gonna be eye opening. I'm gonna ask a lot of questions and might fanboy a little bit. So it's gonna be really
Okay.
cool.
No, dude, I love that. I mean, because even like, because I mean, this will be your first time. So like, but what was the like, even just at GABF, what's the process like direct for that? Like, direct, what's your day look like when you're judging?
Oh gosh. Day is a big breakfast, first off. So
Okay.
there's two phases. One that's in Colorado in the warehouse of the Brewers Association. It's in Louisville, Colorado, maybe like an hour and a half away from Denver. And then the other phase is in Denver, Colorado, right before JBF starts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So your morning, you go up, you have your breakfast, complimentary breakfast, you get your packet. Today, I am judging these three categories before lunch, and then these three categories are two categories. So it tells you how many entries are in the category, which table you're at, and you're sitting there and you introduce yourself. Awesome. Table captain then reads the style guideline out loud. Are there any questions?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Is everyone familiar? Cool. Awesome. We're going to split the table, these three judges on this side of the table, these three judges on this side of the table. And then between you and those three judges, you would get 8 to 12 different beers all
Mm-hmm.
at once. So they're
Wow.
laying it out and swirl. Boom, boom. You have your notes. Awesome. Where does it fall within like a 1 to 10 within that flight?
Mm-hmm.
Next beer. Boom, boom, boom. Afterwards, you then kind of elaborate. All right, let's go bottom up. Which ones are the easy ones that don't fit the category right now or
Okay.
the least strongest on the flight? And then once you get into the middle section, then like that's the meat and potatoes. And you're like, hey, honestly, I was a big fan of the aroma. I think it had a little bit more balance and I think it fit the style a little bit better. And yeah, there's a little bit of arguments. You kind of set your ego aside. You really try to lean in and listen to others. But you go from, let's say, like light, easy drinking beers like Kolsch's, then you go into like strong pale ales, and then maybe right before lunch you might get like stout or like imperial stout or barley wine, and then you have your lunch, you reset, kind of shake it off, and
Mm-hmm.
then you do the same thing over again. It's not as intense as like going to Bay City all the way to Society, but I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you only drink just this much,
Yeah. But
but
I'm
it's
always curious, dude, like, because of that, it's like obviously, I was curious about the pours, but you said it's not too bad, but, like, on that final table or something like that, or, like, when you're, like, trying to narrow down the, like, between gold and bronze, like, what's that like, how'd you
good
approach that?
question. It's intense. It's intense. And especially once you gravitate towards an entry and you're like,
Mhm.
you have, and more importantly, like for folks that are doing this for the first time, especially for metal rounds, write down your notes and say, this is the one that I really want to advocate towards. If not, you kind of get washed through the current, and then you're like, oh, this
Gotcha.
is gold. And you're like, sure.
I think this one was better.
I think this one, and I should have checked my
Yeah.
notes. I should have advocated.
Mhm.
So open discussion is always great. We were doing a category last year. It was hazy. I won't identify which type of hazy category. And it was 6 of us. And there was one that kind of stuck out. Like it had almost this like intense like blackberry jam. Like it was so distinct that it almost
Mhm.
felt semi-artificial. And we're just like, it's unique. Is it because it's unique it should be in the top 3, like should get a medal? This is like the final 5. And we
Mm.
like elaborated, we talked about like the astringency, like that like greenness of hazies.
Mhm.
Revisit. Okay, well, which one was the most intense in the aroma? Is the aroma one of the predominant features of a hazy? And then we just said, okay, let's get a re-pour. And when you re-pour it, they just say, hey, this is A, B, C, D, E, and F. You no longer have, you go blind
Gotcha.
once again, and you're
Wow.
like, okay, based off this re-pour, where are we at? And it's so much fun, but judging with like quality control of like Paps for American
Mhm.
Light Lager, I sat there and I was like, dude, this is a master class. Like I wrote down what I thought was great, and then I wrote down like what she said, and I was like, and like Highland Park, like Bob was on that table, and the owner of Cloudburst in Seattle. Like I sat down and I was like, dude, I wish I was a fly on the wall, but I'm actually a judge
Mm.
on this table.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful thing. But they go through such a hard process. Like beers go through such a hard process. I think it's still up to the industry and breweries, if they win that medal, elaborate. If you know the process through this, elaborate.
Mhm.
We went through vigorous multiple tables, blindly tasting through some of the best beers in the United States, if not the world, to get to this point. Elaborate.
Yeah.
Don't just get your medal and say, yo, we got the medal.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. Oh, man. For
Elaborate.
sure. Yeah.
Pull back the curtain. Show what's happening. Add context to it.
Yeah. I mean, and, like, it's always especially, like, I bet, like, for someone that's never won or anything like that, I'm sure, like, the elation, like, the feeling, maybe some they don't always know what to say, but, yeah, dude, talk about it. Like, enjoy the moment.
Absolutely. It's like we look at the Olympics and we're like, boy, I could probably run faster than that. Or like, or whatever it may
Mhm.
be. But
Yeah.
I love the story, and craft beer
Mhm.
is story driven. For that Olympic gold medalist, like they have been training since they were 7, like
Yeah.
the sacrifices, the refinement as a person, like all of that adds up. And
Mhm.
when NBC or whatever does like a small segment of it, like this is their journey to the Olympics,
Yeah.
that's what you'll talk about, not just like, hey, they won gold.
Well, for sure, dude, and, like, that's what I've always wanted this show to be, like, they're about whoever's brewery or yours or, like, anybody's journey, about, like, how they got
Mm-hmm.
to where they are, because that's what
100%.
it's all about, yeah, it's all about the journey.
Oh, and you got my boy Kevin. My boy
Kevin Moore,
Kevin of
yeah.
Highland Park. Yeah,
Yep.
that's the homie.
Oh, he's such a good dude, and we had such a fun time that day, because that was my first time ever going to Highland. I'd had their beer a bunch, like Timbo and all that, but it was my first time ever going to the brewery.
No way, dude. How
Yeah.
special.
Dude, yeah, it was cool, and it was like, I think, because my buddy was like, "How was that the first time you ever went? Like, you have a beer podcast." I was like, "Dude, like, I would avoid LA as much as I could because it was just, or at least downtown, because,
Mhm.
like, growing up, you're just like traffic, dude. Like, I don't wanna deal with that,
Yeah.
and parking sucks, it always sucks, but, like, I was just dude, it's rough. Yeah, it's rough. I had to park in, like, a public parking structure. It's neither here nor
Mhm.
there, but, like, going there, I'm a lot more comfortable going there now because my buddy's like, "Hey, we'll go and park here, or you can park over here, or do that," like,
Mhm.
before I go, because I have a buddy, shout out to LA_Brew Life. He's always hooking me up or telling me where to go and all the different places, so in LA.
Dude, you got to go there when Dodgers are playing. I think it's like
Okay.
$20 pitchers of their like American lager that has like the Dodgers logo on it. But
Oh, okay.
everyone rocks the Dodgers gear. It's an incredible moment. And then of course you have your TJ dogs up front.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good time. And Homage is on the same street,
Oh
so
yeah,
you
just
can head up
up the
Homage and
block.
Highland. Have you popped into Homage and chatted with Matt?
I haven't though. I've talked to Andrea from Homage, and I've been meaning to talk to Nikki as well, or
Heck
Tia.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's the plan soon. I'm trying to put together like a roundtables because I've done one in OC. I want to do one in LA, and then I also want to do one in the IE. Get like some breweries out there. So yeah, when are
Oh,
you
make it
coming
happen.
back out here, brother?
I'm gonna go incognito, and we have a couple weddings, so
Okay.
we're gonna go back. I didn't go back all of 2025, so I'm excited to see like. T- have you ever moved out of your like hometown or like your home area?
No, not really. No.
So when you move out, you're experiencing all these new like lasting memories.
Mhm.
But then when you visit back your hometown, it feels like all of those new memories was a dream. Like when I
Yeah.
first moved from Pennsylvania to San Diego and then I went back to Pennsylvania just to see the family, I was like, did I actually move? Like
Hmm.
this is the most comfortable. This is my comfort zone. This is my cadence. And I'm excited to see how it feels to be back in San Diego, back in home turf
Okay.
after a year. So we should
All
be
right.
we'll pop in. If you're in San Diego, we'll have to link up. But if you're in North
Yeah.
Carolina, dude, let me show
Oh
you
man.
around.
Dude, and that's kind of the plan for this year because I have been having to travel a lot for work, so I've been racking up air miles. So I'm like
Hmm.
trying to plan trips to go to different places. So I'll be in Colorado in next month to go visit my niece. I'm trying. Do you know anyone at Bierstadt?
Hmm. I know, yes, Philip. He
Okay.
is the creator of Amalgam.
Okay.
They make some killer beers. They actually brew on the Bierstadt system. They've won awards for their Hoppy Pilsner, their West Coast
Ooh,
Pilsner.
okay.
They used to make barrel aged sours, but easily that's an easy contact right there. And I'm a big fan of Ashley. She's the head brewer, her and Bill, but I haven't had the courage to say, "Hey, my name's Chris," just
Oh,
yet.
that's all good. Yeah, and I'm gonna be reaching out to because when I'm in Denver, I want to try to. I'm hoping I get someone from Bierstadt on, and then whoever else, and then like somewhere probably Red Leg in Colorado Springs, but we'll see.
Are you familiar with Cohesion? Eric
Mm,
of Cohesion, Czech
I,
lager. He's always open. He's a good friend of mine. He
okay.
worked at Allagash
Ooh,
and he
damn.
cut his teeth there. He's super smart and then got completely inspired by Czech beers. And he goes once a year back to the Czech Republic just to see if he's close to what he's trying to achieve. And he is
Gotcha.
as nerdy as possible. And the facility is
I love that.
the best.
I'm so down.
Staff is so knowledgeable. It's as authentic as it gets. It's
Okay.
Bierstadt and Cohesion. Those are my top two.
I'm gonna have to raid your contacts list for episodes for
Easily.
potential guests.
Easily. Let me know. You're doing
I
great work, by
appreciate it,
the
brother.
way.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. This next segment's one of my favorite segments that I do on the show now. It's called the 4-pack. It's what's one beer that never leaves your fridge because you're constantly restocking. Tough question.
Have you answered this question, or have you answered it just off top? Like, have you answered your four?
I haven't. I don't know if I've answered this one. I mean, because it would depend. Because I'm going to different breweries. So I'm always like reloading new beers. But there is one. There's a dry hop pilsner right now that Drea gave me for homage, and I've been that in their Kolsch. I've been called Jupiter.
Ooh, they just
Yeah,
dropped that like it was
yeah,
like 3 months ago, 2 months ago. Yeah, that thing looks. The design's beautiful.
dude. Yeah, it's a little like the skinny 12-ounce can. It's really, dude. They're both so good. I've been crushing way more of those than I probably should be, but I'm like crushing like a 4-pack of each
They're
during the week.
so good. I can only
Oh yeah,
imagine. Homage also does. They used to. It's called like City Lager, which was like a rice lager that they had, and it was
yeah.
primo. I'm in the same boat, so I
Okay.
constantly have things rotating. Now that I work for Victory Brewing, Prima
Hmm.
Pills, which in
Okay.
my opinion, Prima Pills, you have Pivo from Firestone Walker, like those are Mount Rushmore of German style
Hmm.
pilsners made here in the United
Yeah.
States. Prima Pills has been up there. besides that, it's constantly rotating. Burials, imperial stouts, like those full body decadent stouts. Like
Okay.
I always have one in the fridge just in case, like I want to pop something. And what else do I normally have? I have a lot of non-alcoholic beers. I went through like
Okay.
a non-alcoholic Belgian kind of thing, like La Chouffe, Delirium makes one. And it was just like that cool expression of non-alcoholic beer, which I thought was pretty fun. Halfway Crooks, dude.
Yeah,
Halfway
I love that. I
Crooks
love
out
your
of
hat.
Atlanta.
Yeah. Okay.
The Beer Stotts, the Cohesions, the Halfway Crooks, Notch
Wow.
Brewing out of Salem, Massachusetts. Like some of the best lagers in the country. And we get most of them readily available here in North Carolina.
Love that. I'm trying to plan a trip to Boston sometime in September because I want to go to Treehouse so bad.
Yeah,
But
honestly.
yeah. I want to go to
It's
the compound.
yeah, and I hear like no stone unturned. Like it is so thought out. I've only heard incredible things.
Yeah. But I
I'll
was just
make
I've
that.
been staring at your hat the entire time because it says lager, 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 lager.
Mhm.
And I was wondering, I was like, man, who like what is that? Like who made that hat? But yeah.
Yeah, yo, name the fit or like explain the fit. I think that's what they do on social media. Who are you wearing on the red carpet? Yeah, this is Balenciaga. This is something casual.
Mm,
Got the Casio. Halfway Crooks. Halfway
okay.
Crooks released this hat. A lager, lager, lager. This is if you know you're in the industry, you're probably rocking this hat. So I'm just trying to flex and say, hey, I'm actually still part of the industry. But Halfway Crooks out of Atlanta,
Okay.
dude. Belgian Pilsners, Czech Pilsners, they dominate. They are incredible. And their NA stuff. I was listening to a podcast with I think his name is Chris of Notch Brewing. You
Mm-hmm.
had Halfway Crooks, I think his name is Sean, and there was one more person. Oh, Master Cicerone, he's like the head of like Abstracts Hops. But they were just talking about like the approach of making non-alcoholic beer, and all their processes are totally different. But yeah,
Okay.
Halfway Crooks,
Love it. All right.
so good, so
Oh,
good.
I bet I'm gonna have to try that because I'm gonna be in Georgia sometime in July. So and I'm usually go through Atlanta, so I'll probably have to try to get over there.
Yo, if you thought LA traffic was bad,
Well, it's bad. I've been there a couple times, but I've been to Atlanta.
Atlanta, Atlanta
Rough.
is rough,
Yeah,
rough. And
and that
yo,
airport is a motherfucker.
and it's the busiest airport in the United
Yeah,
States. Atlanta traffic is rough. And then like if you ever come when you come to Charlotte and they're like,
yeah.
"Yo, Charlotte traffic's bad." I'm like, "Yo,
You
it's
haven't seen
backed
nothing.
up for like 3 minutes. We need to
Yeah,
chill."
yeah. Atlanta was rough, and like just to return the rental car was a pain in the ass. But
Yeah.
you know, it is what it
Uh,
is.
if you're ever in Atlanta and you're driving towards like North Carolina, there are a few places in the beer world where you go in and you just like you feel it, you absorb it, and you're like, this is a special place, kind of like what a treehouse is for most of
Mhm.
us, where we're like, I want to go to treehouse. If you're ever in Decatur, Georgia, just like me, I don't know Georgia, like
Okay.
45 minutes out of Atlanta or maybe an hour. It's called the Brick Store Pub.
Okay.
Write that one down. The Brick Store Pub. You
Okay.
walk in, there is a Belgian bar up there. There is a cask bar. Down below, there are like specialty bottles. You feel it. Like you walk in and it gives you goosebumps. You're
Wow.
like, we're in a special place. And
Yeah.
the Brick Store Pub is one of those. And yeah, it's something special. It's like Philadelphia when you go to the Monk's Cafe in downtown Philly. You walk in and
Mhm.
you're like, it's way bigger, but you walk in and you're like, this is intentional, this is well thought out, and this is curated to something that you just want to sit there for hours. The Brick Store Pub, highly recommend.
Okay. I have to check it out. I'm sorry, I got us off the rails there.
You're fine.
Question 2 of the 4-pack is if you weren't in beer, what would you be doing? And it could be like
Good question.
what you wanted to do as a kid.
I I wanted to be a ninja when I was a kid.
There you go.
My dad wanted to be a firefighter. So I've always wanted to the future. The future is an important place, so you
Yeah.
always have to think about the future. You have to reduce your environmental impact. One thing I wanted to be was working within renewable energy. So I went to school for physics, and I was
Hmm.
just like, renewable energy. I think is the way to go. How do you reduce your impact for future generations? The youth is the
Hmm.
future, and yeah, that's what I would have been. That's what I would do, and I might still approach it, but. Yeah,
There you go.
how do you reduce your impact for the future and make a better place for this world for future
Okay.
generations?
Love it, bro. So question 3 is you get to collab with any brewery in the world. Who is it and what would you want to make?
The one of them is Homage.
Okay.
Homage, their anniversary is always in May, or at least their original
Huh?
location. So my wife went to school in Pomona, and I was geeking. I was like, "Yo, Homage is so good." She's like, "Oh, like I go to Homage. Like we go to Homage. Like when I go drive up to Homage, I
Uh-huh.
was like." Let's go. And we went there for my birthday, and they're like, hey, it's our anniversary. We're releasing all these strawberry beers. We have this dry hopped barrel aged Saison. And I would sit there at the Pomona location, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And we just sat
Yeah.
there. For me, it's Homage, hands down.
Huh?
I have shirts, hats, you name it. I am one of the biggest homage fans out there. We'll do some barrel aged saison. We find some like local fruits. My homie actually provided like Buddha hands that he grows in his backyard for one of their barrel aged saison.
Mm-hmm.
I would absolutely lose my mind doing that. It would be like last thing I would do Rodenbach. They're out
Okay.
of Belgium and just be like, yo, let's do the craziest Flanders red with some like
Yeah.
cool dark fruit like blackberries or something cool like that.
Yeah, that sounds delicious.
Hmm.
I'd
That's
be
where I'm
down.
at.
Okay. Now I was actually talking to my friend Drake because she gave me the beers the other day. I was like, if you got any spare bottles of robots in the garden, I was like, throw them my
Yo,
way.
let the boy know.
Yeah.
Put him in the bathroom or something like that, and
Yeah.
I'll go into the stall. All right, cool,
Yeah.
dude. Their stuff's always been great.
Oh yeah.
It's an expression of there's nothing like it in Southern California,
Mhm.
in my opinion. I think Green Cheek does a great job with their Punch-In series. It's a little more of
Oh yeah.
milder. There's a nice little acidity to it, but nothing beats Homage in my opinion in Southern
That's so
California.
good, dude. Yeah. So good. Number 4 in the 4-pack is what's a guilty pleasure you secretly love or not so secretly love?
Yo, have you ever had Cookout?
Yeah. Oh, one time. Gotta love those burgers.
Yo, their burgers and their shakes. Guilty pleasure for me in San Diego is always In and Out. Like if I was having the
Okay.
best day ever, it was In and Out.
Mhm.
Here, there, I'm gonna give a quick little shout out. Weekly, I will say to my wife, "Hey, she's laughing over there. She's in front of me. She already knows what it is.
Yeah.
So weekly, I'm like, babe, yo, you want to go to a pizza, baby? Literally
Yeah.
weekly, maybe
Okay.
twice a week. I don't know.
Alright.
Pizza Baby. Shout out to Steven Delfalco. Pizza Baby East is this beautiful little pizza shop. Focaccia bread. They do
Okay.
Roman style pizza, which is a little bit of a
Oh,
thicker crust.
yeah.
They toss it into the oven. They do the thinner crust as well. They were top 50 pizzeria in the world.
Oh, shit.
Pizza Baby fucks. We also have
Nice.
Bird Pizza. Shout out to Black owned. Encom is doing an incredible job over there. Bird Pizza.
Okay.
They do this kale Caesar salad that like SZA was hyping up, that Chrissy Teigen was hyping up. So don't sleep on Charlotte food, but Pizza Baby East is
Okay.
my pizza baby forever. God, I want pizza baby. It's so good.
Hey, I mean, it is Friday night. I mean, it's gonna be Friday night, so you might have to
Yo,
go to Pizza Baby.
Fridays, I always say this to my wife. I'm like, yo, Friday, let's go grab some pizza. And Platz's, I always suggest Pizza Baby East.
Love it. There you go. And that's like that was like a perfect segue because I was gonna ask you like off the beaten path, like in North Carolina, where should people go?
I should go to Pizza Baby if you're s- in North Carolina. There's no real lakes. All the lakes you see here in North Carolina, like 95% of them are man-made lakes.
Oh,
And
okay.
there's it's so unique. And there were like
Yeah.
towns in these valleys. and they're like, "Hey, everyone, evacuate! We're gonna make this into a lake." So Lake
Okay.
Norman is in the north side of Charlotte. Michael Jordan's mom has like a mansion right there on the
Wow.
lake, and there's this place called Hello Sailor. They're making incredible food. It's kind of mid-century modern. It is amazing. Hello Sailor, Pizza Baby East. Shout out to Bird Pizza. Who else is? I had said Hello Sailor already. I have my favorites, but and there's some incredible beer shops. Carolina Beer Temple. I'm always hyping them up. And
Okay.
Salute, James Beard nominated 13 years in a row, like 13 years running, has this beautiful like Dominican lion flair, but like hip hop driven and an incredible tap list. But Charlotte has some spots. If you ever need any recommendations, just shoot the DM.
Okay. I'm in. So it's also, I mean, I was trying to remember because we only went to a few places when I was out there. Like we went to Cookout. I went to like Beef O'Brady's, I think it was called. I don't know if that's still around or not. Uh, but it was like in Fayetteville. They had some decent wings when I went, I remember. But that they had good beer selection too. But that's all I was like maybe 22, I think.
You gotta understand, like the lemon pepper capital of the world is Atlanta, and we're so close to Georgia.
Yeah.
Wing culture is super important here. So,
Okay.
dude, we got wings. We got wings.
Okay. All right. I'll have to
Come
try
through.
it out the wings next time for sure. Next, I want to ask you because I know we talked a little bit about it off air, like how kind of where we're at, like where the industry's at. Like, and there, like when we mentioned, there's like ebbs and flows in every industry, right? But I was just kind of curious about like how you're feeling about the state of the industry right now.
Yeah, I am oddly still very optimistic. So I was at a Super Bowl party and someone was like, "Oh, hey, like I just started drinking alcoholic beverages in 2015. Just kind of wanted to see what it was all about." And I realized wine, it's so thought out. Everyone knows the growers and this and that. Like
Hmm.
the wine professionals know. Sake, they know. Why does he didn't know who I was. He was like, "Why does beer always seem like one dimensional? Like it's just good or it's local." And I was like, we just haven't invested. Hmm.
Mm.
So the state of the industry, I'll do like 10 seconds of history
Yeah.
of time. It was boots on the ground homebrewers really pushing for flavor, really pushing for tradition, bringing back styles such as the IPA, innovating. And then we like got lucky. I want to say got lucky, and everyone was curious about this hype. It's like Dubai
Yeah.
chocolate. And you're
Hmm.
like, perfect. I'm opening up my own brewery and I'm just going to also just add money into the hype, right?
Yeah.
And then there was too much options and people are like, okay, what do I
What do I
go with?
do? Hmm.
What do I do? What is this? This is just a nice coffee, but like, what are these hops? Like, what is this?
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
no one was there to answer it. And yes, you have the most powerful computer in your pocket right now, but
Yeah.
we failed. We did a disservice to the consumer to not create the story, to not educate, and not to create context for what they're buying. And now that
Hmm.
money's a little bit tighter, this is when you're supposed to say, hey, let's create a quick video. Hey, just so you know, this is called Jupiter. Jupiter is a Kolsch style beer. We were inspired by, and you create context instead of
Yeah.
buy this now. It's if this interests you and what you want, then you should buy it, you know?
Yeah.
And they're like, why isn't our beer moving? It's like, no one knows how to talk about it. You just leaned on unrealistic buying habits. So I think fashion goes through that where it's fast fashion and you're like,
Hmm.
well, don't worry, it's cheap and it's fast.
Yeah.
There's no authenticity. And then you see like really thought out pieces and you're like, I'm gonna invest a little bit more
Yeah.
into that piece, you know? So
Yeah, it's like that story. Like, I mean, everything should have a story, right? Like, whether it's beer or not, and like that's where I feel like even the education part, like getting people to understand why it was made. That's where Christy, the beer educator, comes
that's where
in.
I come
So
into it. Yeah.
there it is.
We're seeing that in kitchens as well, like the restaurant
Yeah.
industry. Like you
Okay.
see a lot more kitchens facing, like the chefs facing social media. Like, hey,
Mm.
I would love to tell you about our new spring menu. Here we're bringing in local pork and we work with this local farmer. Like those stories define you. And that is what, like Applebee's and Chili's, they don't have that. You have
Mm-hmm.
McDonald's and the CEO is
Yeah.
like taking the smallest bite. Like they don't have that. And that is what separates you apart. What separates Budweiser from Virgin? They have a face and they could tell the story. So just be very mindful. That is one of the most critical points that you have as a brewery is you have a story, you have chefs, you can interact with folks. Take advantage of
Yeah.
your email list. Take advantage of social media.
Exactly. And I get even some like you've seen some obviously a lot of breweries close down, but you've also seen the really good ones expand.
Yeah, very
So I
much so.
feel like that's part of it too. Like so people are like, oh, another one closed down today. It's like, yeah, but there's also like everywhere out here. Like they're opening up a Long Beach location. They're opened up one in Portland now. They sell the one in Orange. So you're seeing like the breweries that are making quality product are expanding. So there's still
Absolutely.
growth there. Yeah.
And you can see the strategy behind things, like you're doing collaborations with important players within the game, and it's bringing in their fans, introducing your fans to them, and it's a beautiful ebb and flow, dude. Everywhere, pause, fucking crushes. Give them all their flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, 1,000%, dude. Everywhere,
For sure, dude.
so good.
Fuck,
You
so fucking
also
good.
you
Yeah.
don't know how good you have it until you leave California, and
Oh,
you're
I
like,
bet. Yeah.
yeah, this West Coast Pilsner is cool and all, but
Yeah.
this is not it, my guy.
We're spoiled out here. So it's just, even like Highland Park, dude. I want to stop by there because I'm going to drive up to my sister's later today, but I kind of want to stop because I was like, they just released, was it last week, the Russian River collab?
Yeah, that was
And I
highly
was like,
anticipated.
dude, so I was like, I need a 4-pack. Like, I need that in my life. So
It's
I'm going to have to
and
do that.
the Russian River, and I want to give a quick little shout to Russian River, is like they were always the ones that but you never saw them collaborate with anyone. Like they were kind of
Mm-hmm.
set in their mindset. We're making world class beer. It's Blind Pig, STS,
Yeah.
Rush Pliny. They were in their bag. And then recently you're like, hey, they were just at Firestone Walker and they were on a panel with
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey McNair of North Park Beer Co. And you're like,
Yeah.
okay, now we're talking. And yes, they always gave they gave feedback to other brewers, but they never collaborated. And then
Yeah.
North Park Beer Co. and Russian River, or now Highland Park and Russian River. And you're
Yeah.
like, you could see that evolution. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing for both brands. So,
Hell yeah, brother. I love it.
wow, that's awesome.
So good. So freaking good. And speaking of good beer, this next one's called situational beers. Which one do you feel is best? So there's pool beer, shower beer, golf course beer, concert beer, or airport beer.
Ooh, good question. Honestly, airport beer is probably one of my favorites just because I love spending more money than I should.
Okay, there it is.
Damn, Chris, you flexing. You
Yeah.
flexing. No, it's only one and it's a 20 ounce. But it's that moment right before going on a plane, right before a really epic trip. And you're like, I can't wait to see my cousin or my sister or whatever it may be. And you're like,
Yeah.
all right, we got here early. Like, let's sit down. There's the gate. Let's relax a little bit. This is going to be one of those. Best airport beer, though, if you're ever in St. Louis, the Budweiser at the airport, St. Louis, where Budweiser's from, makes the best Budweiser. And I would put that beer, St. Louis made Budweiser, against any other lager in the nation. It is a masterpiece, an absolute masterpiece.
Okay.
It's so good.
I love it. I'm going to have to try that.
It's so good.
Okay.
Go to St. Louis and be disappointed that you're in St. Louis, but then drink the Budweiser.
Oh yeah, drink a Bud there, and I was in Milwaukee. When was it? December, and I got to go to the Miller Brewing tour. And I had a High Life on tap, and I had a Hams on tap, and it was so good,
dude. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I was in Madison over the summer, and these are just lager houses like Schlitz and like Milwaukee's Best and Miller and they've been doing it for so long, and it's so good. It's so good.
So good, dude. And it's crazy how good it is. It's like, Because I love hams. Like if I had like a mackerel in the fridge that I keep regularly, it'd either be banquet or it'd be hams, but hams would be probably take priority. Yeah.
Dude, I was drinking hams before. God, now I sound like a hipster.
No, you're good.
When I grew up in Pennsylvania and I went to college in Middle Millward, Pennsylvania,
Uh-huh.
Shippensburg University,
Yeah.
we would look as college students. We're like, dude, what's the cheapest beer? And it was like hams, the beer refresher or whatever it's called.
Mhm.
And we're like, it's $13 for a 30 rack, or it's
Yeah.
$13.50 if it's cold, if it's in the refrigerator. So it's 50 cents more if it's in the refrigerator. And me and my boys were
Okay.
like, nah, save that 50 cent.
Yeah.
And we grabbed warm in a warehouse warm hams, and we would just like crack open the first one, put everything in the freezer real quick, and then we're like,
Yeah.
whew, all right. And then once it's cold and you're hanging out, it's a good time. But hams is good. Hams is good.
Oh yeah, dude. Was it what is the slogan? Like the land of the clear blue waters or something like that? I think it is. That's on the can.
Yeah. My buddy, they used to do competitions, or this is back 2014, 2013. 2013, 2012, but they would do these like photo competitions for like mirrors and memorabilias of hams. And my buddy won a big, beautiful mirror that's like hams, land of blue skies and clear waters or whatever it is, because he was the hamburglar. And he
Oh,
dressed
that's
up
awesome.
like a hamburger. Yeah, from McDonald's. It was fun.
That's sick. Speaking of like fast food, do you have like out in North Carolina? Have you found like your hangover cure food if you have one?
Ooh, good question.
Cookout.
This podcast, the Taproom podcast, is sponsored
Yeah.
by. They're really good. One thing I've always like growing up in Pennsylvania and so close to New York, there's a big Chinese food. That's what you eat. Like you always
Okay.
eat Chinese food after a night of drinking. So I always tear up some Chinese food. San Diego doesn't have that much great
Mhm.
Chinese food. I'll say that out
Yeah.
loud. But Chinese food, there's this place maybe like 7 minutes away. It's called Lanzhou Noodles. And you just see
Okay.
this older gentleman just like hand pulling noodles.
Just going to town.
Boy.
Okay.
Yeah, Chinese food and Cookout.
All right. What's the like so with the noodles and stuff, like what's your like protein that you get for like from Chinese food?
Good question. I'm always a fan of the pork, especially if it's nice and crispy.
Okay.
They do a really great orange chicken, and it has like the orange slices in it. It's super
Mhm.
bomb. Dude, Chinese food, anything, honestly, like baos and you name it, it's bomb as fuck. There's
Love
an
it.
incredible chain of Shanghai style Chinese food. It's called Tasty Noodle House. There's some in like Costa Mesa. I think there's one in Anaheim. There's one in like North County, San Diego. Tasty Noodle House.
All right.
Sit down.
Give
Boy,
it a shot.
that is incredible. That is incredible. And it's affordable too.
Okay. I'm gonna have to try that out. So we've done the 4-pack. Now it's time for the 6-pack.
Jesus.
So, these are rapid.
All right, hit it.
Lager or IPA?
We'll go with lager.
Okay. Hazy or West Coast?
Hazy for sure.
Okay. Music or sports at a brewery?
I really like sports, even though music at breweries is pretty cool.
Okay. Favorite brewery right now in North Carolina?
It's Burial forever.
Okay. All right. This one might have answered already. Favorite drunk food?
Ooh, Bojangles.
Okay.
That's a Charlotte thing.
The bomb biscuit too.
Yo, very bomb.
They're so good. I've had them when I was out there. I was like, what the fuck is Bojangles? I tried it. It was delicious.
Yeah, Bojangles is super bomb. And it's originally from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. There we go. The last one is, if your personality was a beer style, what would it be?
I'd probably say, I'm going to just say barrel-aged Saison. I'm going to say barrel-aged Saison. I know I sound like one of the people that only know 3 styles.
No, you're good.
It's more complex. Up front, you're just like, oh, it's just a pale lager or pale beer. But there's more intricacies to what I can provide.
Oh yeah, dude. Love a good Saison or a good wild ale, all that stuff, dude. So good.
Mm-hmm.
Next question is, if you could have one pint with any historical figure, it could be a celebrity, could be a family member, a sports figure, anyone, who'd you sit at the bar with and have a pint?
Is your cousin a Packers fan?
Yeah, because well, he's actually not a Packer fan, the one I
Oh,
went
that's
with, but he's a Dolphin fan, but he went, for me, like to hang out with me.
damn tough life.
Yeah.
Historical figure, it would be anyone that the Eagles have absolutely destroyed.
Okay.
I'll just sit there, have a beer, talk trash, and they're like, "All right, well, that was crazy."
Yeah.
But yeah, I love talking trash
Okay.
against other fans. Yeah,
Well,
historical figure, Mike. If you're a Packers fan, then boy, let's sit down and have a beer and let's talk about when the Packers they won that Super Bowl. They beat the Eagles in the first round.
yeah.
Vic was hot, and I was like, dude, this is it. This is it. And then fucking Aaron Rodgers, like, oh, I don't even know when that was. Like,
Yeah, 2010.
2010,
Yeah.
2011. Yeah. Such a good season for the Eagles, too.
Yeah, and that was a great game because I think you guys were driving, and then Vic threw a pick at the end of the game in the end zone, I think it was. But yeah, it was I was like, fuck, like we're gonna lose right now. What the fuck? Like this, like why do they always do this to me? And then they,
Yeah. Dog, or like the Chicago Bears and the Packers, dude. Caleb Williams running. Was that against the Rams or was that against the Packers? That was the Packers. No,
I think that one was the Rams.
that was the Rams, dude. That game, him running back,
and just
I've never seen anything like it. I've never ever seen anything like it.
Yeah,
that was against the Rams.
Yeah, I just don't like the Bears, but yeah, the game I went to was against the Bears when he threw the pick in the end zone. So I was like, I'll take that. But then we lost the other game, so it was like,
It's also fun to have like a good rivalry within your division.
Yeah,
everyone's like, oh, like the Eagles are so great, and I'm like, yeah, but like it was cool when like the Cowboys were really good, and we would always lose to Dak Prescott, and you're like, fuck, I just want to beat like the Cowboys. Let's see what the Giants do.
Now you guys just beat the tires off them every time anyway. So
yeah, sadly, and hopefully Jaden Daniels comes back healthier than ever. It's an incredible team.
Too. Yeah, I mean, like when he was healthy, like you saw what he was. It was crazy. They could have been like
crazy. It was like cinema. It was awesome.
Yeah. Next one, speaking of like like whether like not rivalries, but like just great things in general. What's your Mount Rushmore of breweries?
Ooh, good question. Domestically, it's the people who I worked for. Own Brewing was always, when I graduated college, popped like a Stokasacity. It was like the grapefruit slam, which is just ruination with grapefruit. Like I was like, oh my God, we're opening up Stone Beer, Stone IRS, Stone AleSmith with Speedway Style, Nut Brown, ESB. Absolutely fantastic. Holy Mountain out of Seattle. Dude, they are always, I think they celebrate their 13th anniversary. They're making really important beer up there. They're incredible. Damn, I don't know. Oh, Live Oak out of Austin, Texas. It's like 10 minutes away from the airport. Their Pivo Grodzki is incredible. Polish smoked lager. They're everything they do. I'm a huge fan of Live Oak. And then last but not least, I'll go Yingling Lager because that's probably what I've drank the most when I'm watching Eagles games and what we get pictures of when I go back home, and we get chicken wings and I sit down with a mom and dad. We're probably drinking Yingling.
Okay.
We definitely are. My mom actually bought me like a 12-pack over the holidays. I came home and she was like, Chris, I brought you a 12-pack of Yingling. And I was like, Mom, this is amazing. But she doesn't know that they distribute Yingling down here. But
yeah, oh, okay.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a sweet mama.
Oh, she's the best mama.
I love it. And yeah, when I was out in Kansas, I went out there to visit my mom, but I was going to say when I was in Kansas to record with Boulevard. But I mean, I mainly went to go see my mom, but I was like, I also get to record with Boulevard.
First.
We would go to this place called Tanner's. It was like literally across the street from my mom's house, but it's like a sports bar. They always have Yingling on tap. So I'm like, keep them coming.
We're going to have Yingling today then, huh?
Yeah. Dude, so every time I'm out there, I always got to order it.
Oh, that's awesome. Dude, Kansas, Boulevard, Tank 7 in all of its glory.
Dude, it was wild, man. That facility was, I couldn't believe it, dude. I couldn't believe how big that place was. It was wild. And that wasn't like, even have their offsite barrel age stuff. I'm like, like where the like how do you like store all this stuff? But it's like runs like a well-oiled machine, man. It's crazy.
That's Duval money right there.
Yeah.
Duval, Firestone Walker Boulevard, and was it out of Cooperstown, New York? Oh, my gang. But yeah,
Mm.
yeah, a
There's
lot of
so many
money there.
places oh, for sure, dude. There's so many places I want to go. So like I'm gonna have to get all the recs from you.
There's a really good lager producer out of Kansas too.
Okay.
I'll message you later. I judged beers with him recently.
Sweet. Okay. I'm in.
Uh,
Just a couple more questions.
yeah.
Well, second to last one is if you could bring something back from when you were a kid that's not around anymore, what would it be?
Oh, I grew up in the 90s, so that's like the peak of like selling things to kids. Like growing up with like, Mom, we need the green mustard or green ketchup. Heinz did this
Mhm.
green ketchup and purple
Yeah,
ketchup.
I remember.
And I remember like being in the kitchen and I put it on like something on potatoes or something. And my
Yeah.
mom who bought it for me was like, Chris, where have we come in life? Like,
Yeah.
this is not right. And I was like, it's amazing. I'm like, your teeth are green and you made me the happiest person ever. Let's bring back green ketchup and Fun Dip. I don't know if it's gone, but
Yeah.
Fun Dip was always a good time. You just like sit there and just Fun Dip. Jawbreakers were always great. I can only imagine, rest in peace. Like there was probably so many choking hazards
Oh,
with
yeah.
Jawbreakers. Like,
Oh, I bet. Like, and I was never a fan of like Jawbreakers. I was like I don't get that part of it, but the Fun Dip was yeah. Or like
dude,
I
Fun
mean I
Dip was
think I
the
know
shit.
Big League Chew, but I think they still make that.
Somewhere it's on some shelf, like right before
Yeah.
checkout.
You just like blowing the dust off of your
Oh, this is the hologram version. This is like the
yeah.
1998 version.
Yeah. That I loved Ecto Cooler. I don't know, I think they brought that back, but there was a couple breweries that we went to in Milwaukee that had like an Ecto Cooler style like seltzer. And I
No
was like,
way.
this is fucking good. Like it tasted exactly like it. Like I went literally right back to being a child and being like, holy crap.
Dude,
And it was
if
like
Zima could come
11%.
back, Ecto
There
Cooler
you
can't come
go.
back.
Yeah, why not? I can't believe Zima's fucking back. That's wild.
Yeah, that was a crazy time in history. And then like Clear Pepsi and
Hmm.
yeah, like that was some of the more creative times in like consumer buying. So
Yeah. The ingenuity.
the ingenuity.
Yeah.
Did we need the purple ketchup? No.
Yeah. Probably not. But did we make it? Fuck yeah, we did.
Did you like your Kraft mac and cheese that was blue? I sure did.
Oh yeah. It was like the Ninja Turtle mac and cheese, the ones with like the little shapes or whatever. It's like, come
Yeah.
on, Mom, I need that. Like it's
I
like,
need that, Ma. I am
yeah.
gonna freak out or I forget what they just crash out. I'm gonna crash out in this fucking discount grocery store if you don't.
Oh yeah. If you don't buy me my fucking Surge soda, I'm gonna be pissed.
Ma, look at I got
Fucking
the
love
shakes. I need that.
Yeah, I need it. It's my crack.
I'll attack you like a spider monkey. I'm
Oh yeah.
losing my
Oh
mind.
man.
Oh boy. That's what I
So
would bring
good.
back. Those moments.
Yeah, dude. It was so fun. Like like everything from being a kid, like playing video games with your buddies or ordering a pizza, not having to, just being able to enjoy life and not have to to worry about shit. That'd be nice.
Dude, pizza and video games like back in the day, like Domino's, like, oh, we ordered it's a Friday night,
Oh yeah.
Domino's. You put in you like clean your PlayStation disc, toss
Mhm.
it on, and it makes like a specific noise,
Yep.
PlayStation 1. You're like,
Yeah.
yo, tonight's gonna be like a legendary night. Like
Yeah. It's going down tonight.
it's going down tonight. I got the coolers in the fridge. Yo,
Exactly. Love it.
all
Oh
the good
man.
times.
But it was the best, dude. And I feel like, yeah, I wish that kids these days still had that. I mean, I guess in some ways they do, but I wish they kind of could have had that part where they could play outside and then come inside, play video games, have their thing with their buddies. And yeah.
I think the tough part is like, and this is just go back to like where consumers were. It was very like direct. It was like Kraft mac and cheese or Heinz ketchup, and it was like these like
Hmm.
pretty thought out. This is what we want to push for kids. But now with like social media and with all these different platforms, it's everything all at once, all the time, and you can't like establish this was that like purple ketchup moment.
Mhm.
There's just too much. There's just too much, you
Yeah,
know?
for sure.
And yeah, like try to have kids go out and play and have fun. And I think we just got to help regulate that, like balance
Yeah,
out digital era and the normal era. But
yeah. And breweries are kid friendly, you know?
breweries are kid friendly. They're super kid friendly. I now working in like hospitality again. I'm like, would you like a high chair? Would you like a booster seat? Oh,
Yeah,
thank you for bringing your kid here. Here's Prima Pills, which
there
it's
you
so
go.
good. Here's the Prima Pills, and do they want crayons? I got you on the crayons.
Yeah, I got you.
This
I'll
is
have
gonna
to
be a
try
core
Prima
memory for
Pils.
them.
Yeah, I have to try. I've never had that before.
Dude, Prima Pills is special.
Okay.
Prima Pills is special. It's really special. I growing up in Pennsylvania, like we would go to Downingtown, Pennsylvania. That's where
Mhm.
they started 30 years ago, and Prima Pills, bone dry. It's like rain, but less fruity and just drier and more bitter.
Ooh,
It's so good. I it's so good. It's so
dude, the
good.
drier the better for me, bro.
The drier the better, honestly.
That's so good. Oh man, it's been a blast though, bro. This has been so fun.
Oh, this has been a lot of fun. I really didn't. I've always wanted to ask you about the Mike and Jonathan correlation. I was
Mhm.
like, dude, Jonathan Mike doesn't sound like a good
Yeah,
flowing name. There's no way.
yeah. Like, what were his mom and dad thinking?
Yeah. Shout out to parents for coming up with like that first to middle name like transition, like,
Yeah, it's gotta
or
sound
you
good.
could just copy and paste and be like, yo, Juan Carlos, man, Juan
Yeah,
David, you're back.
yeah. Oh, that's my middle name is Charles.
Is it?
Yeah, so Jonathan Charles Campa. Yeah,
Damn, Jonathan Charles.
yeah.
You never went by Charlie.
No, that was my grandpa's name. So my grandpa's
Mm.
name was Charles. So we called him. Well, we called him Pappy, but Chuck. Like people always called him Chuck.
I love Charles. I think that's such a cool name. Yeah,
Yeah.
Chuck, Charlie.
Mm-hmm. For sure, man.
Yo,
Last one
this
I
was a
got for
pleasure.
you.
Oh yeah,
Oh, it's been a blast, dude. Yeah, last one I got for you though is the if you had to describe yourself in one word, what would it be?
honestly,
Cooking.
it's the dude. Now,
Yeah.
honestly, it's curious is probably my biggest thing. Like, I am
Mhm.
constantly curious whether it's coffee, beer. Right now, I really want to get into like mechanics. Like, I really want to know like how
Okay.
you could fix your own car because
Yeah.
this is again 10 seconds like ran is like
Yeah, dude.
we've come so far in civilization and society, but we want everything to be so
Mhm.
convenient that you don't know how it actually works. We
Yeah.
want to DoorDash food and like we want like all these like pre-made things, but we don't know how things work.
Yeah.
So that's super important to me. Like I'm just constantly curious of how does the stock market work? Like, what do you
Mhm.
invest in? Like, how does I will sit down and just think like, how do I fix up this retro bike? And I'll buy books on fixing up bikes and stuff.
Yeah.
And curious, just always be curious. If you're not curious of how the world works, like you'll never understand how beautiful it is.
Oh, for sure, dude. I 100% agree with that. Like I've slowly been teaching myself like little by little when I have time just how to like fix watches
Is that
or even how to
crazy?
yeah, it's wild. Like all the different pins and stuff like that go into it. Like I've been watching the YouTube, like I'll watch YouTube videos and like I have like a couple like old watches, like one of my grandpa's doesn't work. So I'm like, it'd be cool to be able to fix it myself, but like even just unscrew everything and put it back together from like the ground up. And there's a watch company that actually, I can't remember what they're called or what the brand name is, but they'll send you a unassembled watch and
No.
they'll give you the instructions on how to put it all together.
That's also a 90s, 80s thing of like
Yeah.
build your own thing and
Yeah.
you create it. That is, and like, if you ever look into like watches and you're like, oh, this
Mhm.
is, and I went through like a small phase of like, this is like, there's like three different types of watches
Mhm.
and some that you have to kind of like redial every day and
Mhm.
kind of get that ticking going, but it's really unique and I
Yeah.
really don't want us to take certain things for granted and
Mhm.
we're living in a very marvelous time. Like get to know how we got to be this marvelous.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
cool. Best of luck with with that watch. You got to have a
It
steady
is.
hand.
Oh, yeah, and that's the thing I don't. So
Yeah.
there's there's times when I'm trying to unscrew a thing because I have to get to the battery. So I'm unscrewing the little thing and I'm like, that's how to get like the magnetized screwdrivers, like for the stuff. So they do, because if not, the screws are so small. If it falls in the carpet, it's gone forever.
Dude, you just gotta like cut out coffee and the Surge energy drink, so I think you'll be
I know.
set, my dude.
Oh man, this has been so much fucking fun, man. I'm glad we got to do this.
Oh yeah, brother. Hope to see you soon. Like I said, if
Yeah.
you're ever in Charlotte, let me know. I'll be in Southern California soon later, and we'll make some cool things happen. And I'll connect you with anyone who you want to.
Sweet.
Always a
Okay.
big advocate of what you do. So keep it going, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate you, bro. And yeah, make sure you follow it, Chris the Beer Educator on Instagram, and then also his Cookout channel. I'm kidding.
Yo, people don't know. I have an alias. 2 million followers.
I love
Oh,
it.
dude.
Oh man. Well, we can stick around. We'll chat for a bit. But everybody, again, yeah, follow at Chris the Beer Educator on Instagram. And any final words there, brother?
No, I think we covered a lot. Be super curious. Figure out why beer is so incredible. Why people really love it. Why watches are super cool. Like take time to understand the backstory behind things, and you'd learn to appreciate it a little bit more.
For sure. Well, I appreciate you, brother.
Oh yeah. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers. All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, Chris is such a great guy, and it was great chopping it up with him. It had been, like I said, it'd been a long time, but man, it just, like I said, it felt like a day hadn't gone by. So I'm looking forward, if he comes out here or me going out there, looking forward to having a beer with him soon, hopefully. But yeah, again, just talking to you, Chris, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep crushing it, bro. I love it. And I can't wait to see, the more you do, as you're there. And when I get out there, we definitely got to go to Cookout and we got to go to that burger place. So, I mean, best burger, best pizza. I mean, I don't know. We got to check that place out in North Carolina. All right. What do we got? So next week's episode is the Herbie episode. Looking forward to you guys hearing that. So that'll be Herbie. And then the week after that is going to be the False Idol episode. And then it'll be the Roundtable. And then we should be with Andrew Crow. Got some more stuff coming up. I will be recording with Wild Parrot next Saturday. So got about 3 episodes coming up, all lined up for this week. Gotta get him in there, baby. Twinkle, twinkle. All right. I think that's all I got. I'm gonna have my coffee. I'm gonna have a concha right now. Yeah, that'll be good. And let's see. I think that's it. All right. Well, yeah. Oh, and I am gonna do a special on the shirts. I gotta set up the sale thing. I'm still trying to figure that whole thing out. But yeah, there will be a sale on the t-shirts. That'll be all t-shirts, but the Dodger ones will be on sale as well. Everyone's they're a hit for everyone, it seems like, or the people that have bought them really like them. So yeah, it'll probably be a 3-peat. I mean, I don't know who else is going to beat them. That team is so loaded. It's insane. But yeah. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys have a great week. Have a great Sunday. I'm going to make some Philly cheesesteaks later. Some Philly cheesesteaks. Go have some beers with Luis. Then make Philly cheesesteaks. And then, yeah, I think that's it. That's all I got. All right. Again, enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy your week. And don't forget to support local, drink local, and find your beer. Cheers.